What's up? What's happening? What's popping? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another great episode of Simone with the Sports. I'm Simone, bringing you guys the daily sports talk. So if you're new here, if you're old here, you haven't already subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you stop what you're doing. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. The first link is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. The second link is to shop the official Simone with the Sports merch collection. And the last link is to subscribe to our podcast, Tough Calls, where me and Dylan have some of your favorite sports analysts, reporters, former and current athletes. Chop it up with us on the pod. And also make sure you turn notification bells on, because the videos are coming like boom, 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 and you don't miss a single video or a single live stream. Guys, we got some news today. Our 53rd overall pick, our second round pick in the 2021 NBA draft, has now signed a 3-year deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. Charles Bassey out of Western Kentucky University, a big man, is here to stay in town. So he has 1 full year guaranteed, and then his second year is partially guaranteed, and that's why it was a stall in signing Charles Bassey. So Charles and his agent wanted Charles to have 2 years fully guaranteed on his contract. So Charles hasn't been competing in the NBA Summer League because of the fact that that deal didn't get done. But the deal got done today, baby. We got a third big man locked in. So they came to a compromise. And so, like I said, it's a 3-year deal. First year fully guaranteed, second year partially guaranteed. So they were able to meet in the middle. I likes that. I likes that negotiation. I likes good negotiation. So he will be able to compete throughout the start of training camp and throughout training camp. That's great news. Like I said, Joel Embiid is obviously our #1 guy at the 5. Behind Joel Embiid, we signed Andre Drummond in the last season, in the off season. Andre Drummond coming from the Lakers, starting center for the Pistons, a starting center for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and now Andre Drummond. I said Andre Dillard, Eagles on my mind. Now Andre Drummond is going to be backing up Joel Embiid, which is crazy because, you know, them guys used to chirp on the court all the time when he was with the Pistons, and now he's backing up Joel Embiid. Andre Drummond obviously wants to be in a winning situation, which he thinks the 76ers are, because obviously the Lakers didn't have room for him. They made all those moves, and honestly the Andre Drummond situation really didn't even work out that well for the Lakers. The Lakers have every freaking body anyway. So Andre Drummond signed with the Sixers to our surprise, and now Charles Bassey is going to be the #3 man right now on the depth chart at the 5 position, which is good because we had B-Ball Paul as a small 5, which doesn't really work well all the time. So it's good that we have 3 natural centers, especially because, you know, Dwight Howard moved on, went and signed with the Lakers as a free agent, and then of course we traded away Tony Bradley when we got the George Hill. So now it's good. We're shoring up that depth with active big men behind Joel Embiid. We know Dwight was very active, but he wasn't very active on offense, if you know what I'm saying. Now we have 2 big men that can be active on offense when Joel Embiid is taking his breaks, getting his breathers. It's not a huge drop off like it would be when we only had Joel Embiid and Dwight Howard as true 5s. So Charles Bassey locked and ready to go for training camp. And then our 3rd round pick, FILIP, is going to be playing overseas this season. Now, we're talking about training camp. I know you guys don't want to hear me talk about it, but you know I got to talk about it. Ben Simmons ain't going to be at training camp. We already know that. Okay? And somebody said in my comments, one of my people I rocks with, I can't remember who it was, but I knew it was somebody I rock with. They said talking about Ben Simmons isn't worth our time, but I mean, it kind of is, because we got a lot riding on that. Because if Ben Simmons is going to be a brat, basically, we know what we want back from Ben Simmons, and these other teams aren't willing to trade what we want for Ben Simmons. So 1 or 2 things are going to be happening. We're going to end up getting forced to get pennies back for pennies worth of players, a bunch of random players to fit that contract. or Ben Simmons is going to continue this throughout the season. And what the heck are we going to do? We're kind of really superly in a pickle. The only other guy that wants to get traded right now is John Wall. And I don't like that. I don't like that. We might as well keep Ben Simmons. Because you guys know how I feel about Ben Simmons' defense. And you know, we pushed Ben to this. I really think the Sixers fans, Ben had enough of us talking that shit. And he said, look, y'all want me to not be here? I ain't going to be here. But the thing is, we wanted Dame back for you not being here. We didn't want you just sitting out on the bench and us not getting shit. So I don't know how this is going to work out for us, because the only time this situation happens is when a team is tank. The team don't have any aspirations. Like with the Houston Texans, Deshaun, they sit in Deshaun, but the Houston Texans know they ain't going to do this easy anyway. We got championship aspirations, so we can't have our starting point guard, our defensive superstar, just taking up space on the bench and in the locker room and us not playing him. Because what we gonna do if we don't find a suitable trade partner for Ben? We either gonna get back a bunch of random pieces, or we gonna have to find a way to make peace with Ben, baby. Sixers fans have to start apologizing on Twitter. I don't know what the hell we gonna do, y'all. Because like I said, this ain't gonna fly. Ben just sitting out and us not getting anybody back. And two, we need to get somebody back expeditiously. We can't just let this wait. The season starts October 20th. So whoever's coming in, if we're trading Ben, he needs to start warming up and getting some chemistry with this team. We got the Nets, October 22nd, the second game of the season. We can't just drop games early in the season because Ben is sitting out. These games early in the season matter. I know it's a lot of games, but when it's time for that seeding at the end, we gonna wish we had our G figured out early. So I don't know what this means, but right now, all these other teams look like they're good. They look like they're fine. They look like they're good. They're posting happy birthday to their players. They're posting TikToks. They got all this good chemistry. They're hype. They're doing podcast interviews. And we got a lot of shit to figure out. Because we don't need busted chemistry going into the season. And I don't know if this was true or not, but I saw something from one of the insiders. I don't know if it was Woj or Shams, but Ben said something about he wanted to go to the Nets, and Kevin Durant blocked it. It was supposedly he wanted to go for Kyrie Irving. But again, guys, how would that work? Kyrie Irving is a wizard, amazing. But again, it's that defense that Ben brings. Like I keep saying, when we're talking about these trades for Ben, we got to remember, we need somebody who's going to at least be half of what Ben is defensively, because with our backcourt of Seth and another guy that can't play defense, how that going to work? How that going to work? Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Charles, great to see you locked in, buddy. Can't wait to see what you do. Of course, we're going to be keeping our eye monitoring this situation, because we don't want a whole bunch of jacked up chemistry that like James Harden, like they say he was a cancer when he was trying to get out of Houston and then left a wasteland in Houston. I don't like that, and we don't need that. But make sure y'all like this video, make sure y'all leave a comment, y'all subscribe, and make sure you keep rocking with me. And until I tell you guys next time,